It was back in March when long-term care facilities stopped having visitors. Now almost September, that's likely about to change, but with strict rules that must be followed.
Just 36 years old, Brent Miller has been transferred from care facility to care facility since June. Tuesday night, he was transferred again.
I was able to see him as he was getting in the ambulance. The ambulance drivers were kind enough to give me 3 or 4 minutes just to say hi and tell him I love him. And every time I think about it, it makes me cry. So
that's been the only time you've gotten to see him since
the only time.
Cindy Kenville's son went to the hospital for stomach pain in June. They thought he'd be out overnight.
I had to remove most of his colon. When that happened, he went into septic shock, had cardiac arrest.
The hardest part, she hasn't been able to see him or be with him due to COVID. But now the state's long-term care task force is taking action. The AARP, whose state director is on the task force, says they've now come up with guidelines for visitations at long-term care facilities. They say a family member must get a COVID test and isolate for 48 hours. Once they get a negative test back, they can request a visit.
It's not going to be simple, but it's better than nothing.
Jeff Beck's Aunt Ellen lives at Pennington Gardens in Chandler. He last saw her in person in February before their rampant COVID outbreak.
It was obviously terrifying when they did have a pretty big rash of deaths and illness.
He appreciates the state's plan and process to have visitors again. Cindy is more apprehensive, but will do whatever it takes.
As somebody that wants to see their child every day or their loved one every day, I have to go every day to get a test. If I have to get tested every day, I'll get tested every day. I just can't wait. I can't wait till I can see him and hold his hand and be there to help him get strong.
The AARP says the recommendations will now be reviewed by the health department, and they're optimistic they'll be posted by the end of this week. Reporting in Phoenix tonight, Brianna Whitney for Arizona's Family.